Howdy, folks. I'm holding something. It's called Kaleidoscope Dreams. It's a collection of Haibu, although there's some treats in there also by Terri French. Terri is a friend of mine. I don't make any secret of it. She and Ray were friends of mine and my wife. And I can't think of anyone you should be friends with. If you're looking for a friend, a real friend, this is the one you want. You want people like Terri and Ray and their dog Chaka and their cat, who I've never met, but I'm assured that I would love any cat. They all love me. But this one is a phenomenal little collection, and it's produced by Red Moon Press, so you can get it there, or you can always get a hold of Terri. She's available all over the place. If you wanted a signed copy. She was nice enough to sign mine. I was thankful for that. A brother like no other. And that's the way I feel about her. She's just a family. And I appreciated too her dedication. She dedicated this book to Michael Dillon Welsh, one of my favorites. And her words are, who gently critiqued my first horrible haiku. I think many of us who knew Michael and early on, while we were beginning in haiku, can say the same thing. He was an inspiration. He still is, by the way. He hasn't lost anything in my estimation. But I want to read some of these for you. I'm going to start with one that happens to be dedicated to someone I know well, Mike Railing. It's called The Mitten. I'm from the Thanar Eminence, that fleshy mound near the base of the thumb. My sister has a condo inside the second knuckle of the baby finger. Can you see the bridge at the tip of Digitus 3, connecting the land of the Yoopers to the land of the trolls? Follow it straight down. My dearest friend lives there at the center of the heartline. Rising sun, a Petoskey stone, washes ashore. Thank you so much. Those of you who don't know, this is Michigan. We call it the Mitten. Down here is where Terri was born and where I hung out. I was born in Detroit, and I lived later on in Livonia. And we actually thought about buying a house in Oxford where she lived. But and her sister, who has a place on Lake Michigan, is up here, just as she described it. And right here, and us Detroiters like to do this, is where the Mackinac Bridge is. And just down here is where I am. So she's given you a description in words that gives you a picture of where we live. And here's another one. This is she has interspersed the Haibu with some of her poems that stand alone. Summer road trip. The kids count dead deer. Summer road trip. The kids count dead deer. Yep. Welcome to Michigan. When the rut is on, you definitely want to be, I don't know, walking, not driving. Here's another standalone poem that I loved because it somehow resonates with me. Dreamsicles, the childhood I choose to remember. That's Terri. This is another one that I like, and she's done something here that I really enjoy. We'll talk about it in a second, but the title of it is Whistle Done Blown. I come from a long line of whistlers, not a tin whistle, mind you, but the kind that comes from blowing one's breath through pursed lips. My grandfather and his before him had enchanting tenor whistles with just a touch of vibrato. Danny Boy and Greensleeves were favorites. I prided myself on my own whistle, rich and strong. But a few years ago, surgery on my jaw resulted in permanent numbness to my lower lip and chin. That surgeon fixed my jaw, but stole my lovely whistle. I like to think it's soothing to him, but also sometimes keeps him up at night. Blue hour, bird song, fading into frogs. Now I want to point out to you, Whistle Done Blown is a song by John Lee Hooker. And he's a blues singer. By the way, he hung out a lot in Detroit. He spent a lot of time in Detroit. I knew musicians that played with him, and I saw him dozens of times. He would show up sometimes. There was a place called the Soup Kitchen, doesn't exist anymore. They turned it into some hippie condo. What can I say? Us hippies, we all made money later on. We sold out enough to buy condos, I guess, and give up the blues. Not me, though. This one could have been at the capping poem for this one, but she's got it as a standalone. Long night moon, mother and I practice our whistles. Woo! I'm just going to grab some. I do this randomly because, I don't want to spend time with all kinds of stuff. Pardon me, this is another standalone, but I'm going to read it because I just stumbled on it and it just struck me. Lilacs, everybody's grandma. The smell of lilacs. And grandmas used to wear that, mine did. So I'm glad we got grandmas in the same smell line. This one's called The Grasp. She smells sour, of sweat and sleep, vinegar and pablum. The scent only the very old carry. When I hug her neck goodbye, it wove itself into my hair and settled into the collar of my shirt. Pollard willow, beneath its swollen knuckles, another year. Wow. Very nice. There's too many good ones here, right? I want to tell you, this one I have to read to you. Country roads, a bit of gravel in the DJ's voice. Country roads, a bit of gravel in the DJ's voice. And up where we live, when you go into northern Michigan, the radio stations are small and they're family-run deals. And God knows it's somebody's cousin who's the DJ. But that's how they sound. We have a lot of country and hard rock. I'm not sure how that goes. But then on the other side of the state, we have, guess what? A great classical music program at Interlochen with their own radio station. So we have classical, we have jazz, we got everything. We got blues. If you come to Detroit, shit. Boy, I drive around Michigan, I'll take you to all the good places and you can listen to any kind of music you want. We love music here. Here's another standalone poem that I really love. Black Ice, the first cigarette after his last cigarette. When you're driving on black ice, and we happen to have some right today, you'll definitely wish you were someplace else. You'll light up a cigarette just to have something to do while you're praying. Let's see. What am I doing here? One more. We're going to find one more. By the way, she's got some long ones here that are really good, but I'm afraid that I'll trash them doing this. So I'm trying to find this. This is another good one. They're all good, by the way. You don't find, if you're looking for clinkers, you're not going to find them in here. When bliss was simple. I'm looking out the window, watching a little girl at the Lex campsite in a hammock swing. 2 cups of coffee in, and she's still pumping her little heart out. There should be poetry in there. Yesteryear, a bee for every dandelion. Woohoo! I'll tell you something. It's a great book. And I just want to say that Terri is in it as good as she is at writing her poetry. She's an excellent editor. She's one of the editors who got me the most interested in Senru, got me the most dedicated to it, and taught me the most about it without teaching me. She's a very good teacher. She reminds me of several people I know who are just have been wonderful to me, and she is just one of them. So I'm going to tell you something. This comes with my guarantee. You buy it and you don't like it, send it back to me. I'll pay you for the postage both ways and the book. And I'll give it to somebody who appreciates it. But I'm going to tell you something. If you like Haibu, she's also she does one issue a year of contemporary Haibu online. I hope she continues. Please, Terri, you're phenomenal. And she's written plenty of books. Go on Amazon and you'll find them. And she has the ability to take any story and make it better for me and make it feel like it's my story. So thank you, Terri. And thank you all for listening.